Hello and welcome back to Transport Fever 2. We're waiting on our steel train, Advertisement, the one we were riding at the end of I was going to say that's it there, but it's not. That's the plank train or the logging train. No, we're waiting for our steel train, the one we were riding at the end of the last episode. At the point we were on board it, so we fortunately get a bit of an intro, as it's going to have to wait for this train, which makes me think we need to work this station a little bit so that it's got more than one platform, because so far we have our plank trains heading in here, we now have steel trains heading in here, and we're also going to get obviously our machine trains that are going over to the south through the mountain or over the mountain. There's our steel train. That's what we were on board. And yeah. Anybody notice the issue we had? If you stayed till the very end, there was a slight issue with the signalling over to our left there. What's going on here? Oh, this is interesting. Should we get into it? Let's bring up the UI. We've got a bit of money. The UI. Oh, that's okay. We've got trains passing through. That's going to happen. But yes, when this comes in, we're going to set up the machines line. Try and figure a way over there. It's going to cost us a bit, unfortunately, and we're a bit limited on funds. It seems to be the way currently. But just here, this junction, we were sat at this signal because this is the only blocking signal to stop it going down here and waiting there from the forest. Yeah, from our forest there. Which means we were waiting for this train here on its way in to fully load and come back, which is not ideal. I mean, there was plenty of time for us to nip round there before it got back. So we're going to change the signalling at this little triangle-y thing we've got going on. And we're going to have to pause it. Fortunately, we've got plenty of money in the bank, enough to buy us a small train that we can extend. We're going to have to do the same thing for this train as well. We're going to have to keep adding to it until we're meeting demand. And there's our little local service for local people. It has been pointed out on the workshop somewhere. There is a separate catenary set for these, which is lower, but especially for trams. So that's kind of cool. I don't want to put those in just yet. I don't know how long we're going to have trams running that. We'll probably have a more suited train for it, and it's Austrian, not German. So thank you for that. Anyway, this signal, shall we move it now? I don't think that was the waypoint we chose. We chose this one, thankfully. And we'll move this main signal back here. We do get some lovely French signals soon, I hope. I want to show those off. There we go. So we've got, oh, you still didn't make it one way. Good job. Yeah, we could have a short signal here. I don't think it's necessary, but yeah, this would be good enough, wouldn't it? Yeah. It does the job, and it serves two purposes. It blocks going into the station for our logging camp there, and it also protects mainline access. That should enable our steel train to move on, even while we're loading up there, as this signal will be blocking it. Right then, so we've done this. What we got to do now, we've got to head over to Brig. We're getting into this one, aren't we? Straight away, and we're going to have to modify this station. Unfortunately, the train's in the platform. How many people are on there? 38. Are you loading? It might be better to wait for this train to head out. It is on the way out, so that's good, because I don't want to break too much of the line. It does mean, however, the reason I like to do this is going to start producing, and we won't take a full load. Ideally, our inaugural run, we want to take as much of the machines they produce as possible. This was dormant when you only have a single product in there. It just stays in the stores waiting for either one. Right then, is this train... Oh no, that will be fixed, wouldn't it? Yeah, before we sat here. But this should go and move around now. We are going to talk a little bit about tractive effort in a little bit, as we have the perfect example with our two trains. I was always skeptical about tractive effort not playing a part, and it would seem it does very much play a part, which is useful information to have. We're just going to have a freight platform on this side, and we're going to move our other train over, our passenger service, closer to the station building, which would make sense. We're probably not done with this either. This is just the start, as we're going to have quite a few freight trains pulling into here. At the very least, we're going to have goods pulling in there. Do we need to take goods back over? I believe we do. All the way to Zweisimmen. Yes, so our machines train that's coming over from Zweisimmen up there also has goods on it. So I want to thank the person in the comments who pointed that out, that we could bring goods down this road to start with until we can afford the tunnel that they have running between Brig and Domodossola. Oh dear, it's one of those. It's not. It's much better than that if you know how to pronounce it. But yes, we can have them take it down here. I like what you're doing with the road, but not really. And then we can take some goods back, can't we? We can, literal goods. That's what they are called, isn't it? Isn't this a goods factory? It is indeed. You could have just hovered over it. We've got a goods factory there. We've got goods to be delivered to Brig and to Zweisimmen. And we'll have a connection with our machines train. Exciting times, and for our bank balance mainly. But we're going to need to do some things down here as well. We're going to have to double track it. But let's set up the line. That's the plan of action today. We want to be heading from... We want this as the first stop, really, don't we? We want to be heading from there, which is getting very busy, all the way down to here. And yeah, you're not going to like that, are you? This is going to prove more difficult than I first imagined, because we don't really have any way to come around here, which was initially... We'll get rid of that. We can fix it. Initially, what this was going to be for was going to come in and join there, which would make sense, right? Because we'd come across that way and stay on this side of the track, meaning we wouldn't need to cross over. Yeah, is that right? No, yes, it is. We would be on this side. That's an idea for on the way back. On the way there, I would prefer not to cross the main line. And then we could maybe get across onto this side and use this bit of track to... I know, it's a bit convoluted going that way. But it would give us the opportunity to run through here, even though it's not very quick. Can we get back over? We can't get back over, though. We could probably have a crossing here and utilize it that way. And would need another crossover there. We could go this way eventually. We're going to use this high-speed tunnel at some point later on. For now, how do we get across there? All of this is yard area anyway, so we could manage it. We can justify it. We could even use one of these, couldn't we? To get over there. This makes a lot of sense though, this one here. As we want to be on one side of the track, it's only going to be for our freight heading through the mountain. Let's give this a go. If we stay where that section is and head that way, do we need it electrified? We might as well. This section of track can be electrified in preparation for most things being electrified. Go that far, and then we'll hook up into here. That looks good. We've got good speed coming around here as well, even though we don't need it. There we go. That's nice access, isn't it? From this way. Then how do we actually get over to that bit of track from here? Well, we can head this way. We've got that one-way signal that we'd ideally like to move. This is with the siding, so we don't need that. Let's get that gone and go the other way instead. We can put the sidings crossing later on. We're going to need to move this signal, unfortunately. Since we're not using this, I don't think now. It was initially for our coal train, but we're going to use the center tracks for that. So we can just have access here. Let's take the catenary off for this section. 70 should do us, and then we can drift off onto this line here at 70. Possible. There we go. I like it. And that means we need a blocking signal somewhere around this place. Do we want it one way? It would be nice. And then, yes, then we can have the other crossover to get to... In fact, we could have a diamond, couldn't we? Or could we? I don't know, we might be too close to the station and the other junction. No, there we go, we got a diamond. That works. Nice diamond there. Beautiful. Why is it called a diamond? Because it makes a diamond. And that's what I'm assuming anyway. It makes a diamond in the middle. That'll do me as an explanation. Whether it's accurate or not, I don't know. One of these days, I will remember to research things I don't know I'm going to say. Okay. With that, we've sort of got there. Do we want to do this? Sharing the passenger line. And it's not very frequent, is it? And it is the slower one. And thinking on to the future, we are going to be heading through the mountain for express trains. So this will be more of local access. Or the slow line that goes up through the mountains. It depends. It depends. How will this look? If it looks the part, then I don't mind. We need to get over the road. That's for sure. We've got plenty of height, haven't we? Let's go over like that. No, you don't want to, do you? Is it because we've got a bit of bumpy ground here? Possibly. Let's see if terraforming can't help us. We can lower it, can't we? Cheat a little bit. Let the game know that we want a bridge here. That should be enough. I know we've got to come down eventually. Surely. Surely. There we go. And we'll have matching bridge. Because this is new infrastructure. Yeah, I like that. Can we even go down just a little bit? Oh, there we go. Just bring it down a touch. Because we want to come down and meet the track, but not too quickly. Oh, it's beautiful. Yeah, you get right down there. That's the lowest we can go. Take that. And then we want to drift in here at full speed because we don't want to be holding up the passenger trains. And that's pleasant, isn't it? I love that. Oh, that's lovely. That's just slides off the edge of the track there. Perfect. Right. There's our freight where we get off. And we'll need signal there. And it's only one side. We're not going to affect trains coming the other way. We're going to need a bit of blocking on here just to keep trains moving. If we go somewhere like there and there, it's nice that we've got the catenary masts in. That way we can place the signals either side so they're not obstructed. Okay, what else are we missing? We've got blocking here. So we'll be heading this way somehow. We're going to have to come through, which will mean we need some way to get over from here, as long as it doesn't look too terrible. No, about 60. Well, I guess that's fine, isn't it? 60 will do. I mean, we're heading into the station and we're crossing over. It doesn't look too bad. No, that's lovely. It still doesn't give us access, though. We're heading this way, crossing over. We don't have any way to cross over with this, do we? We'd come down that way, go straight there, and then we'll need it somewhere up here, I guess, to get across early. We can do that. We go there. I would like it to be 60, I think. 60 works, especially for this section. And then 60 there again. Perfect. Here we go. Surely that's enough access. I thought about having another crossover here as well. I know we've got one up there. I wouldn't mind one after this section for the passenger trains, so we don't have a funnel effect going on. Somewhere like that would be nice. Maybe that will move. Yeah, there we go. That's beautiful. We can waypoint our freight train, you see, to bypass the station. This is what this whole plan is for, and surely it can do it. Yeah, we split there. We go across that way. Down here. Got all the access at this point. This is only coming one way. We can have a signal here to show our intentions, but we don't have to put it one way, as it could be considered access as well to various yards. So we'll make it two-way, but we want it to primarily travel that way. Yeah, like that. That would be right. And you're still not working though. Why is that? What are we missing now? This is coming this way. That's going that way. What don't you like? Let's see. Do we have the crossovers over here? Yes, we should do. Let's get this passenger train out the way while we're thinking about it. We want you on 6. 6 should do us. Or 5. Get us closer to the terminal. Does that work? Yes, there we go. Much nicer. But why can't you get in? You can head back. You can head back. But you can't get to it. That is interesting. Because we'll be on this side, right? And we'll be heading in. It's probably a rogue one-way signal, but I'm not entirely convinced about that. Now, where do you stop? Where do you break down? Well, you don't like coming the other way at all, do you? I mean, we want you to go around the loop anyway, so we'll add that in. Let's change the name of that as well. This would be Brig Zweisimmen. Oh, have I put the I and the E the wrong way around? Yes, of course you have. Zweisimmen Freight Line, because it's going to be mixed freight, isn't it? We're going to have goods one way and machines the other. Okay, now I've lost it. Good job. That's going to be after Zweisimmen South. We want to go via here, which obviously it likes to do that, but then we're stuck, apparently. I don't know why. That's two-way. Good. That's one way, but that's correct. Then you should head up here. Do you get this far? Yes, you can get that far. We don't need that in yet, though. And I guess, do you get that far? Yes, you do. And do you get this far? Perfect. Yes, you do. Oh, we don't have any real signaling going on up here, do we, either? That would be nice. Where would our entry to the main line be? I guess we can have... Because we're kind of doing this as a bit of scenery, so we can have a dwarf signal in here. I know it's a bit close to the switch there, but it serves a purpose. If we do it like that, that will allow us to stop. We could have one here as well. It's a bit awkward using this section as actual mainline, but probably worth doing, right, for the scenery? Definitely. I wouldn't normally do it like this. I'd probably make a special line going through. I mean, I do like this idea, but it's kind of backfiring just a touch. Because we can't get there. Right, get rid of that. Can you get up to here? No. Right, we found the problem. It's somewhere between this signal and this signal. We got it, guys. We got it. Right, let's do a little bit of sleuthing. Oh, yes, it probably... There's no way across here, is there? No. There we go. We found it. Because we're on this line here. And there is indeed no way across from here. And I don't think we have room. Oh, that's a little tough to sort out. Right, let's do it. At least we know where the issue is. A little bit of diagnosis there. Where can we go across? Here? Probably would be quite nippy. 60 would be nice. I mean, it's a bit of a long crossover, but it will work. Since it's acting as a sort of bypass for freight, or it is acting as a bypass for freight, I believe that fixed it. That was the issue. Just there. That's how I tend to find out where the issues lie, is you can go up to each signal, adding it as a waypoint until it works. There we go. We're through. That's which way we're going. In fact, we can now add this, can't we? As a waypoint, and we can add that, and we can doubly make sure that it continues that way. We also split much nicer here as well. And we need to add another waypoint coming this way, as we're going to temporarily cross over somewhere up here and then head back over, because we do have the crossover here, although now I would like to make that a little bit quicker than it is. What is the current speed? Bring up the speed. Which one's the speed? This one. There we go. Oh, it's 85, but it's 49 and 53. This middle section, you can really floor it though. Not how we want that to work. Right, let's redo that briefly. We'll get this much quicker. We don't want our freight trains to go through the station if we can avoid it. 80 should do us. We're not going to be going much quicker than that. And where will our mainline access be? I mean, technically we could join in here, but then we're interfering with traffic coming this way. Too much. How quick is that bit? Just here. That is 52. Could we improve on that? It was never really meant to be a functional part of the railway, but now it is. We're breathing some life into it. Can we get that a bit quicker? 70? I mean, then we're slowly picking up speed, aren't we, as we approach the main line. I mean, it stops at 65 there anyway. That'll do us. That's pleasant. And then where are we heading? Let's turn this off. It's a little bit confusing. And where would we head then? Where would we head then? Yes. Well, we could come down. We've got access over here, don't we? Just there. So we want this track, this third one across, which would be kind of perfect for us. And I say we can have just a dwarf signal operating on there. No, I'm going to change my mind. We're having a mainline signal as it's a mainline access signal. There we go. That's how I'll justify that. Do we want it one way? We're going to be brave and have it two-way. And what we'll do on the return journey, we are bypassing the station, funnily enough, now. Oh, because I added that new option for it up here. It does want to do this crossover. Well, I mean, we could avoid some opposing traffic there, though, couldn't we, going the way we've chosen, as long as we stick it on that signal. So that'll be after Brig. We won't come back that way, and we just shift across there. We're going to need another one. It's dying to go on this bit of track, which makes sense. But I would prefer you to come around here. But we can technically have a signal as a waypoint. A dwarf signal as a waypoint. We can do it using the waypoint version. Where do we cross over? It's on this section, isn't it? Yeah, we can add it facing the opposite way because it's just a waypoint. It's not functional technically. And that's to show what the switch is doing going that way, which is where you would want to see it. And then we'll go via that waypoint. How convoluted would you like to make it? Yes, apparently. That's what we're doing. Right, so you technically don't need that one, but we'll leave it in. So then after there, go via there. There we go. There we go. And they don't get in each other's way. These two don't cross. And it'll give us a bit of freight action, wouldn't it? Going through here. We could maybe have brought this back a little bit further. I don't mind them waiting for each other here. Whether that's the halfway point might be awkward. We can always extend our track in here. But we're in. Now this is just... No, that's right. That's the naming's right. We need a colour for it. This is just general freight, isn't it? Yeah. Do we have a dark red? I don't think we do. Other than the tram. We have trams. It's going to be... Right, okay. It's going to be machines, which are grey. And it's going to be goods, which are brown. So a dark brown. I sort of like it. It's a bit... It's not the wood colour, is it? It might be. Ah, typical. I mean, it doesn't really matter. We could go for a little bit more on the orange side, and then we're getting into bread territory. This makes a lovely bumblebee sort of colour, doesn't it? There we go. There we go. We've made a bumblebee line. Or two lines that merge into a bumblebee. I don't know where I'm going with that. I like that. We've got the freight bypass here. Remember, we've got this line's going to be active as well. We've got a lovely little junction here that just flies up and joins it, and it doesn't look out of place either. Right, should we get us a train on? We've got a bit of money. We only need a small train to start with. We've got the rate. We'll double check on it at Brig though. So let's buy us a freight train. Now it's not very quick up in the mountains, so it doesn't really matter about an express, which brings us to tractive effort. Yes, before we do this, tractive effort. Guys, are both of our trains full? Yes, on Jeremy. And yes on... Where are you? Okay, don't say yes, you don't know yet. And... Oh, this is perfect. Yes on Robbie. Right, Robbie, pin you. I'm just going to go over again that tractive effort does make a big difference if you're dealing with grades. And if you're not interested in tractive effort and you're falling asleep at it, just skip past until these two windows are gone, which will mean I'm no longer talking about tractive effort. I'll try and keep it brief, guys. But we're going to bring up the relevant We're going to bring up the relevant information. Now, so our express trains are hauling our iron, and this is the wrong green. I'll choose a slightly better green for that. A darker one, hopefully. But yes, you're distracted. Our express trains are the more powerful trains. 2.7k kilowatts versus 2.2. The speeds we're going to ignore. We don't mind about the speeds at the moment. It's the lighter of the two. So technically, you would think that the power rating, being that it doesn't have enough power to get up high grades, would be mirrored here. However, they are not. The tractive effort has played a huge part in getting this train up steep grades. I can see where those of you saying tractive effort doesn't really matter if you're playing the game as a game and you're going flat, or if you're in a flat part of the world, of course. And if your tracks are fairly flat or only go to medium, yes, express trains are just fine. They are powerful enough, possibly paying a little extra for them. I've been informed are based on the power rating. There we go. But yeah, myth busting. That's all down to its tractive effort on this one, and we can prove that as now there we go. We're finished with tractive effort. But we'll go back up here, and you can see when we choose this one. Actually, pick one of these. That one. We can see via here. This is the one we've got pulling our coal. It's got 130 tractive effort, and where's our express ones? Where's our express ones? Are they gone? Is it these? No, that's the express 130. This is the freight 202. 202. There we go. So that's what helps it up these steep grades. And then we got proof. So our poor express train wouldn't stand a chance getting up any sort of grade if we made it the same length as the coal train. And you're getting better value for money there, aren't you? There's no reason to have express, as it were. As long as you're matching line rates in Transport Fever, that's all you care about. Doesn't matter how fast or slow it is. Anywho, buy vehicles. Given all that, what are we choosing? I don't know, and I don't really mind. We currently have this, which does operate at 100 kilometers an hour, so that's a possibility. We do go on the main line. However, we do also have steep grades, but I'm going to say it shouldn't matter. The reason being, does this have the same tractive effort? Yes, just worse emissions. I'm tempted to put this on just to see it. Do you know what? Let's do it. We have not seen the white one. But yes, we have steep grades. I don't know whether they're high. Same for the coal. So an express might struggle, but this could possibly be a shorter train. We'll try it out, as these figures here, you can hover over them all day long, and they don't really... Where are they? Where's your power rating? Down here. You can hover over this, but it's meaningless. I hope eventually this shows the same as the fully laden version. This is empty. This is just pulling its own wagons. But yeah, we need this to read the what it would be a maximum capacity. Let's get us some good wagons on. Goods wagons, as you can see, they can take our machines that we're primarily interested in at the moment, and then they can take goods, which we are going to deal with. Although we'll start off with trucking, it will move to a sort of passover with freight, meaning we're probably going to extend the freight stations or platforms at Brig. Yes, we're not going to fit many of these on just yet, but hopefully we'll get a payday. We'll just put on as many as we can afford for now. And that is it. That's all you're getting. So it's going to mean nothing at the moment. We just need this train to trigger the demand, so we're not skimping on our first delivery of steel too much. It's made a couple, but that doesn't matter. Okay, you're waffling, man. Should we buy it then? Let's get it on there. I think it should find its way quite easily. We want this to be the Briggs Weisman freight line. Get on there. There you go. We get to look at the white express train as well. Express freight, for no apparent reason. Oh yes, we're going with it because of its top speed, even though the wagons are limited to 80 kilometers an hour. At least our loco can get them up to speed. Not much money in the bank. Oh, we do now. Might be able to make that a bit bigger before we do anything. Wait, you've got to double track it. Oh, I like it in white. Oh, I love that in white. A lot. Oh, isn't that marvellous? Oh, I didn't want that view, but we're in there now. It is a nice close-up of the train. Look at that, you beauty. Oh, there's something about this loco that makes me all sorts of happy. I don't know what it is. What a lovely beast. Where are you off to? Oh yeah, we're going around here. Really? Well, I mean, it doesn't matter how you get there. It looks a bit miserable at the moment. Oh, we've got a little bit of cash. Well, let's quickly add a couple more on. How much do these cost anyway? 373. I got confused then. 373. We can probably put quite a few more. Let's go with 100. Modify that. There we go. You're looking a little more train-like now. We're more than likely going to go bigger than that as well. Oh, I love it. There we go. Some train action today. Now then, we have to double track this. In modern day, this is pretty much all double track. It's going to be pricey and it's going to make a mess of our scenery, as it did at the beginning, but we can smooth that out. If we double track from this side, I think we'll be all right. We can smooth that down. It's not costing us too much, is it? I mean, it's quite pricey because there's a lot of terraforming involved. That's generally what increases the price of it. Would I like that tunnel double tracked? I think I would. We can afford it. And there we go. We swap sides this side. But then we can keep it single tracked for the viaducty thing. We're going to have to wait till he crosses over. That's pleasant. And that way we don't have to worry too much about traffic on here. Ooh, we don't have much cash. Maybe not do this until we've definitely got the money for it. Do we have any big money earners pulling up to the station? No, it's very quiet, isn't it? It's awfully quiet. A lot of our roads are now upgraded though. That's lovely. Ooh, we got 1 million. That should be enough. That should be enough. That's not how you want to mess with finances. Because if we mess this up, we really mess it up. Then the trains can't get back. And we're left there with a broken track. Although I will say they're not the kingpin to our network, are they? No. Pulling this line wouldn't really do anything for us. I mean, in a good or bad way, I believe they're about breaking even. Sometimes they have a good profit, but they're about breaking even. I've noticed, actually, that we're going to have to revisit these and maybe add an extra wagon on them. If they can make it. I don't know what sort of... yeah, easily. Right, yeah, so we're going to add another wagon on these when we can afford it. Currently, though, we're in the middle of double tracking. We're at the point where we can join the two lines, but I'm just a little worried on how much that's going to cost us, as we have to pay for the demolishing too. So, yeah, how much would it cost us to demolish this? Doesn't say. Oh yeah, pause it before you do anything, you plonker. Well, we've got the connection here. We're going to need to make sure... I guess we could take a temporary loan out rather than have our line broken. There we go. You've got connection there. Oh, we can easily afford it by the looks of this. We're going to have to take this back a touch as we swap sides. There, 65. You'll see we're only going to 65, so... yeah, 80 miles an hour will be, or kilometers an hour even, will be just fine. Don't smooth it. I was really tempted to start smoothing things. We'll wait until we're flush with cash. We are going to need some blocking on here though. A lot more than what we've got at the moment. And they tend to be shorter trains up here. So let's get us some, come on, come on. Stop dancing. Get on there, get on there. We'll have a couple... just here as well. That's a steep drop. We're definitely going to need to do some reinforcing there, so it looks like it's safe, because it doesn't at the moment. Dear oh dear. And here, although I have plans, we'll do it on the straight. I have plans to create a little town up here later in the series using sandbox mode to give us just a little town. It'll have no industry and it'll have no commerce. We might have a little bit of commerce, but it won't have any demand commerce. We'll just have residential mainly. So it'll have commerce and residential. Commerce, obviously, because it would maybe be a ski resort up there. There we go. We've got more blocking to look in the part. I know I'm going to have to go back and redo these signals to modern signals, but that's a punishment I'm willing to accept, and I'll do it off or in between episodes because it's just tedious. Right then, let's get us something up here. If we can keep the speed, 70's nice, and we'll see how much more we can fit in. If we can do it all the way up to, well, that's a distance, isn't it? We'll try. It's not broken currently. We may need to keep playing it. It's only the bridging really that's expensive. Oh, can we sneak by town? Yeah, we can. I think we're in, guys. I think we're fully double tracked. It's beautiful. Please don't prove me wrong. And we'll get you up there. We're in. Look at that, with a bit of money to spare. Unfortunately, signals cost money in this game. They don't in Railway Empire. No, you can do all your signaling for free. I mean, I guess this makes sense. It's part of the financial model. So I'm not against it. It does mean if you run out of money and your signaling's snafu'd and you're at the maximum loan, you could game over yourself. Fortunately, we just got... Oh, I was going to say, as I looked down, we had about 1 million something in the bank, and then it turns red. I look again and we're in the red. What's that all about? Well, that's ruined my blocking plans. Where's our train? Is he up there yet? Oh, there we go. We got a payday. One of our big boys turned up. Oh, it's lovely. Yeah, our money's going to escalate quite quickly. Do you know, I might have a signal that side of the bridge and then a signal that side of the bridge. Like, don't wait on the bridge, it's falling to bits. It's not, it's fine. But that would be a reason, I guess, to have it like that. Anyway, you're making up stories again. Oh, you can't do it that way round. As interesting as that looked. Yeah, the trains are not impressed with me today. I'm not surprised. Alright, one that way, one the other way. There we go. And then we need access to the single piece of track there, and I think we're done. I reckon we can get away with a clearing signal sort of thing going on here as well, to make sure that if there's two trains, well, no, you can sort the priorities there. That's fine. There we go, because they should be spaced out quite nicely. I think that's everything. We may need some more double tracking down here as well, as there's a bit of a wait just here on this section. That might cost us a small fortune, but we have it started. That was the intention. You know what? How much is it going to cost? 96k. That's not bad, is it? And then can we get all the way up there? Ooh, see, now we're talking pricey. It's fine. It's worth it. Investment. We don't want our trains hanging around too much once it gets a little busier. It's not going to be too busy. There we go. We're in. Right, let's quickly pause that, because we need to get rid of this section. I almost thought that wouldn't let me rebuild it. That would have been a nightmare. Oh, you don't want those. You want these for now. Until we get our fancy signals. There we go. We're all fixed. Beautiful. We've got double tracking all the way up, except for a little section here. Double tracking there. This entire tunnel, I'm gonna say we'll need double tracking as well. Yeah, we are gonna double track the lot, as that's how it is in real life. It was single track to start with. I'm thinking possibly by, what's the date? 1929. It might have been double tracked by then. Who knows? Well, I tell you, who knows? People who know. Just not me. Right then. Oh, we are going to do more of these, guys. I love them. It makes it look much better, doesn't it? But we need money, really. Otherwise, we can't progress, can we? We can't have new fancy things. That's a bit of a short signal thing going on there. Yeah, let's take that back a touch. There and there. Needs must. But it's our first little bit of expansion, isn't it? For a long time. Up there. Bit of network capacity expansion. Are you going to be... there we go. We don't need that crossover. We'll leave it there, though. Because it used to be the way things were, even on our map. And so we can have it that side. You've probably seen it around the modern networks where there's a crossovers at some places where you're like, okay, why is that there? And it was more than likely to do with old routing when tracks used to go various other ways. There's also the possibility to have trains turn around. They'll sometimes have them like that so that if there's any breakdown issues and they need to be hauled the other way, it could serve multiple uses. Where's our machines train? Because I think we're good on that. Do you have any machines? There are machines on the platforms, guys. Here we go. I clicked on the wrong one. You want the freight one. We got 18 machines. And we're going to be building them. We can check from here, can't we? Consumers, Brig and Sion are both going to need it. Shipping, 41 currently. If we head over to Brig, I love that. If we head over to Brig, we can click on here. We want to have a look over in Brig, don't we? At all the people now waiting for the mountain railway. Look how busy it is. That's perfect. We need 101. That's what rate we've got to meet. We're going to be nowhere near that at the moment, but we are going to get up to there. And hopefully, our whole line here, we should increase the amount we make from our already profitable logging line, because it's going to start demanding more planks, which means we'll get the maximum 50% on the way back. Currently, it's a little under 50%, I believe. Oh, there goes another load of steel. What are we taking back? Well, we're now taking 71. It's already increased demand. That is beautiful. Yes. This is not going to change until we can upgrade this. But then it'll have a knock-on effect and go back down the chain, which will mean more money and more demand. And we'll have to meet that. We are going to do something with this. Not today, though. Not today. As making that line was a little more challenging than I imagined. Where is... Oh, there you are. You're going through the station. Do you know what? That might be a perfect time to end it, guys. Let's get on board. Not with that view. Alright, guys. That's been an episode. We have got our goods train set up and heading off into Brig. We're not done. When we come back, what have we got to do? We've got to hook up a little delivery drop-off for the rest of our machines. I keep saying goods, don't I? I mean, it's goods in general. But yes, we've got to set up a little truck delivery drop point, because we're probably not going to reach it without. Oh, I don't like that section. And I'm going to tidy this up a little bit. But anyway, that was a bit rough, wasn't it? That needs tidying up. But yes, to make sure that we're reaching every... what's going to take these? It's industry, isn't it? Every industrial building's going to need to take these. And if we don't have the reach, then we're not going to get the total orders that we would like. Not really an issue, but we do want to make money where possible, so that we can expand. I don't like the flashing shadows over there. That's weird. Anyway, I'll leave you with a little ride up the mountainside, as we are mostly double tracked. Look how far up the mountain we go there. It's very deceiving. It doesn't look that high until you sat on the nose of the train. We're on the near side rather than the off side, or whatever you call it. We're in the middle rather than on the side of the track. As like I said before, if there is a train coming by, it's kind of cool to see it come past us. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. We're going to make headway into sorting out the rest of this line when we come back. Probably add a few more platforms to both Brig and Zweisimmen and get our freight up to speed. And then we can hit play on the date again and start unlocking some new trains. We've got to do all the trams as well. So they're going in first. Goodness me, lots to do, lots to do. I'm excited for it. Alright, and until next time, take care.